Good morning. Today we will start with the topic entropy, chapter 7. We will start with how to minimize the compressor work. Compressors are used in power plant as well as they are used to compress the air, which is used for pneumatic and conveying system, as well as to fill the high pressure vessels. So we have just shown that the work input to compressor is minimized when the compression process is executed in an internally reversible manner. When the change in kinetic and pressure energy is negligible, the compression work is integration of VDP. Obviously, one way of minimizing the compressor work is to approximate an internally reversible process as much as possible by minimize the irreversibilities such as friction, turbulence, and non-quasi-equilibrium compression. The extent to which this can be accomplished is limited by economic consideration. A second and a more practical way of reducing the compressor work is to keep the specific volume of gas as small as possible during the compression process. Means by minimum this V you can decrease the work. This is done by maintaining the temperature of gas as low as possible during compression, since the specific volume of gas is proportional to temperature. Therefore, reducing the work input to a compressor requires that the gas to be cooled as it is compressed. To have a better understanding of effect of cooling during the compression process, we compare the work input requirements for three kinds of process: isentropic process, which involves no cooling; polytropic process involves some cooling; and an isothermal process involves maximum cooling. Assuming all these processes are executing between the same pressure levels, that is P1 and P2. So you can see on these processes here, the first is isentropic, second is polytropic, third is isothermal. So you can see here in the three cases, the first process, it is a PV diagram here. So in the first process, so isentropic process, the change in volume is very negligible. So you can say we had compressed the gas from here to here, but the change in volume is negligible. In polytropic process, we has compressed from gas from here to here, while its volume has decreased a lot. In isothermal process, it is from one point to here, and you can see pressure rise is same, but change in volume is more in isothermal process. Isothermal process volume has decreased a lot. Because it is a constant temperature process, it means during a compression the temperature remains constant. So if you compress the gas, part of the heat is converted to raise the temperature of the gas, but because we had maintained the temperature constant, so this means this process isothermal will consume the minimum amount of work, because whatever the compression is, whatever gas is compressed, some part is converted to temperature, but before increase in temperature we had transfer that heat to the environment. It means we are compressing the gas at constant temperature. So this is the work of isentropic here, polytropic and isothermal. The three processes are plotted on PV diagram. For the same inlet state and exit pressure on PV diagram, the area of the left of the process curve is integral of VDP. Thus, it is the measure of steady flow compression work. It is interesting to observe from this diagram that the three internally reversible cases considered, the adiabatic compression requires the maximum work and the isothermal compression requires minimum work. Means this curve requires minimum and this curve requires maximum work. The reason work input requirement for polytropic case is between these two, means this curve has between work. So if sufficient heat is removed, the value of N approaches unity and the process becomes isothermal. It means during compression process, if we remove the heat continuously while compression, we can keep N is equal to 1, which will become isothermal process. So this can be done with the help of multi-stage compression with intercooling. Let's discuss this, how we can do the intercooling and maintain the gas's temperature low. So it is clear from these arguments that cooling of a gas as it is compressed is desirable, since this reduces the required work input to the compressor. However, often it is not possible to have adequate cooling through the casing of the compressor, and it becomes necessary to use other techniques. Either heat can be lost from the compressor body, or other thing is we can use multi-staging, means we can raise the pressure of gas and then we can intercool in between. You can see here in this PV diagram, we had raised the pressure of gas up to Px pressure, which is intermediate pressure, and then this gas is cooled. Then again from intermediate pressure is raised to P2, means we have compressed, we have used two stages here instead of using a single stage from one to here or from here to here. We had using two stage compressor. The component which is used to cool the gas at intermediate condition is called intercooler. So the effect of intercooling on compressor work is graphically illustrated on PVTS diagram. For a two-stage compressor, the gas is compressed in first stage from P1 to an intermediate pressure Px, cooled at constant pressure to initial temperature T1, and compressed in a second stage to the final pressure P2. The compression process in general can be modeled as polytropic, where the value of n varies between k and 1. The colored area on the PV diagram represents the work saved as a result of two-stage compression with intercooling. So with the intercooling, you can save this much amount of work, because otherwise we will have to compress in this way. So this is the more work which we have to give to the compressor. By intercooling, we have reduced this much amount of work. The size of cooled area varies with the value of intermediate pressure, and it is of practical interest to determine the conditions under which the area is maximized. Means this Px is unknown. Also we have to find what should be the intermediate pressure to achieve the maximum work output in this multi-stage compressor, and maximum, you can say maximum efficiency and minimum work input. So you can write the total work input in case this of multi-stage as work input of first compressor plus work input of second compressor. So this is because these two processes are polytropic. For polytropic work for first stage, and this is work for polytropic second stage. Now for the maximum work, the work should be minimum, so we have to find Px. The only variable in this equation is Px. The Px value minimizes the total work and is determined by differentiating this expression with respect to Px and setting the resulting expression equal to 0. Means if you take the derivative of this equation with respect to Px, so at this Px you can say work is 0, because intercooling needs no work. So when you take out derivative of this equation with respect to Px and put equal to 0, or during intercooling the change in pressure is also 0, pressure is constant. So if you take the derivative of this equation, you will get here Px is equal to P1 P2 by raised to power half. It means that Px square is equal to under P2 P1. Means what should be the Px pressure you can find from this expression. Such Px should be such that Px by P1 is equal to P2 by Px. Means this Px by P1 must be equal to P2 by Px. So we can find the value of Px from here. It means Px is equal to under root P2 P1. So that is to minimize compressor work during two-stage compression. The pressure ratio across each stage of compression must be the same. Means this pressure ratio must be same. It means, for example, if you have to compress a gas from 1 bar to 16 bar, so first stage compression, then this Px should be 4 bar. Means we will compress gas from 1 to 4, then 4 to 16, so that 16 by 4 and 4 by 1, the pressure ratio for two stages must be same. So this is to obtain the minimum work and to make the compressor more efficient. So it means work compression 1 is equal to work compression 2, because compressor work depends on pressure ratio. So the minimum work which we can supply, or the pressure we have to select on the basis of, so that the first stage compressor will consume same work and the second stage compression will consume same work. That would be the minimum pressure, or intermediate stage. You can say that should be the pressure for the intercooling of the gases. So now here you can see in this pressure volume diagram, this is isentropic work which is maximum. This is polytropic work which is less than isentropic. This is isothermal, which is not possible in actual cases. It is very difficult to compress a gas isothermally without raising the temperature in a finite time. We can do so, but that will take much larger time, and the size of compressor will become impractical. Thus, which we use actual cases, that is multi-stage compression. That is this curve, two stage, which has the less work, and it is almost near to the isothermal process. So in this way you can reduce the amount of compressor work. So here we'll start with the isotropic efficiency of steady flow devices. So most of include turbine nozzle and compressors. So you can see here we will start with the efficiency of turbine. For a turbine under steady condition, the inlet state of working fluid and exhaust pressure is fixed. This P1 is the inlet pressure, this P2 is the outlet pressure, which is lower. Therefore, ideal process for an adiabatic turbine is an isotropic process between 1 and 2. Thus, the desired output turbine is the work produced, and the isotropic efficiency of turbine is defined as the ratio of the actual work output of turbine to work output that would be achieved if the process between inlet state and exit pressure were isentropic. So this is the actual process here, which is not isentropic because of there are some reversibilities, loss of heat, and some you can say friction. There are some losses also. So this is the actual process, this is the ideal process, and now efficiency of turbine can be defined as the actual expansion to the isentropic turbine work. So this is a work in actual case, this is the ideal work. Usually the change in kinetic and pressure energy associated with a fluid stream flowing through a turbine are small relative to the change in enthalpy and can be neglected. Then the work output of a adiabatic turbine simply becomes the change in enthalpy. So efficiency of turbine can be defined as H1 minus H2A divided by H1 minus H2S. This is the you can say change in enthalpy during actual process, and this is change in enthalpy during isotropic process. The efficiency of turbine may vary from 90% to 70% depending on the design of turbine. The isentropic efficiency of compressor is defined as ratio of the work input required to raise the pressure of a gas to a specified value in an isentropic manner to the actual work input. So this dotted line here, which is not isentropic, this is the actual process here. This represents the actual process, and this solid line from 1 to 2s, this is your isentropic process. And the efficiency of compressor can be defined between the difference of H2A minus H1 divided by H2S minus H1 divided by H2A by 1. It is defined as the your actual work required to the ideal work. So this is the ideal work, isentropic work here, and this is the actual work, because actual work in case of compressor is more required as compared to the ideal work. So notice as the isentropic compression efficiency is defined with the isentropic work input into the denominator instead of denominator. This is because Ws is a smaller quantity as compared to Wa, means isentropic work is smaller as compared to actual work, and this definition prevents efficiency of compressor from becoming greater than 100%, which would falsely imply that the actual compressor performed better than isentropic ones. Also notice that the inlet condition and exit pressure of the gas are the same for both the actual and isentropic process. Inlet condition is same here for both the cases. So you can also replace this work of compressor with this V and P work, means V into P2 minus P1. So when no attempt is made to cool the gas as it is compressed, the actual compression process is nearly adiabatic, and the reversible adiabatic process serves well as the ideal process. However, sometimes compressors are cooled intentionally by utilizing of fins or making water jackets. You can see here compressors are cooled with the help of water jackets or fins, so that we can achieve they can be you can say more approximated as a isothermal process. A realistic model process for compressor that are intentionally cooled during the compression process is the reversible isothermal process. Then we can conveniently define an isothermal efficiency for such cases by comparing the actual process to a reversible isothermal process. So this is up to here is isentropic efficiency of compressor and pump. Subscribe this channel, like this video, and thank you for watching this video.